we do draw from a lot of things, and the, again, the study of myth and story within cultures all points to certain commonalities, and we try to draw from those same inspirations as George did.
Guys, first of all, like I was just saying, thank you guys for all that you've done with Star Wars, because now Mandalorian is an event in my household, just like every other Star Wars thing that comes out. So thank you guys. Last year, Ahsoka's episode, The Jedi, seemed to have set up her journey in search for her searching for Thrawn. Will we see Ahsoka tie into The Mandalorian more this season?
Well, the good news is there's a whole Ahsoka show coming out.
I like that you go right for it too, right?
Well, I got 4 minutes, but I got to get the best of it.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'll talk about it so Dave doesn't have to, but we're in post-production. He's done filming. The visual effects are starting to come in. The music is starting to come in. Great cast, and what a rich legacy to build upon. Sure. And so Ahsoka is a big part of what's happening in this time period. The question of how the different stories like Skeleton Crew and Book of Boba Fett overlap, that's something that has, that I think is going to be something that's ever evolving, but there are strong stories that are being built concurrently within that world.
Why does the armor have such an important leadership role, outranking Mando even with the Darksaber?
She's, kind of the lore keeper of the group. She's the person that knowledge is passed on through. We were talking about it and how there's probably an armor that precedes this armor, and it goes back through time, and so almost
the songs
like
of Eon's past.
Yeah, so. Mando is a warrior, and the warrior carries the sword, and the shaman has a different role. The wizard has a different role. Merlin guides Arthur to find Excalibur. Merlin doesn't wield Excalibur, so I think it's
the high priest and the king are separate in the Bible.
Right.
So we're drawing from myths and archetypes from myths as George has done and instructed. Yeah.
Grogu's the first Jedi Mandalorian.
That's not necessarily true.
Oh, since the Darksaber, since the Darksaber was forged by Tar Vizsla, is the Darksaber tied to Grogu's destiny as well as the Mando's?
That would be a smart literary device.
Yes.
With it.
These are very good questions.
It doesn't happen that often, although I would argue that Sabine is maybe a little bit of both.
I don't know if I'd call her a Jedi, though. That's the interesting question is how you define, when someone is a Jedi. That's the real question, because a Jedi is a way of training. It's a way of philosophy and being.
Well, Grogu definitely trained with a Jedi.
He was trained when he was young, right?
And also
However,
with
Luke trained, and then Yoda didn't confirm that he was a Jedi. Remember, he says, "Oh, you think you're a Jedi? You're not so fast."
But then he also said,
"When
you're gone, you'll be the last. You'll be the last Jedi."
When I'm gone.
I'm gone.
So it's interesting. It's like,
but we've seen a few more popped up.
Yeah. This is all we do, by the way. This is like a lunch table. This is get the whiteboard. Roll the whiteboard in here.
I'll write some seeds and show it to him, and we'll get into
it. Then it's on.
And that will drag other people into it, too.
We shouldn't say that word. No.
That's our.
Wouldn't say that.
So this is what we get paid for. So and we would be doing it in the lunchroom in our high schools if it weren't for this.
Yeah. This is what we do outside of the door.
Exactly.
Here.
That's what we want.
When it comes to the Mandalorian lore, are you guys drawing from any elements of the old expanded universe?
It's somewhat ambiguous. I think we mentioned things. I think we draw from more than just within Star Wars, because they're a warrior culture.
Right.
And so the way is, the way of the warrior is Bushido. It's shared by a lot of different cultures. The Stoics. There's, we wanted to differentiate it from the definitely Eastern-leaning version of the Force, of teaching of the Jedi, and to create something that felt a little bit more rooted in the foundations of a warrior culture. So samurai, and Romans, and even the Greeks. So it's you see that there's different combinations of more of a Western civilization's spiritual underpinnings. So, but all of this is in following in George's footsteps of, he looked at, like Joseph Campbell, what are the commonalities of all religions? And so the differentiation is just enough to differentiate it from the Jedi to the Mandalorians, because they were historically enemies. But we do draw from a lot of things, and the again, the study of myth and story within cultures all points to certain commonalities, and we try to draw from those same inspirations as George did.
Look, incredible. I thank you guys so much for your time. This has been amazing. Like I said, thank you guys, because Star Wars is huge in my household, and I have you two to thank for it.
Well, we love this to be a story that could invite new people in, and then people in many generations could watch together. So that's something we take a lot of pleasure in. So thank you for that.